Hey there, guys. Alex here from SPP, and today I'm joined by my colleague Dian,
Hi everyone.
as well as Kieran from Chatty.so.
Hi, everyone.
And he's going to be telling us about his business today, and we have a few questions for him to answer. All right, so Kieran, tell us a little bit about yourself as well as your business and what you guys do.
Sure. So my name's Kieran Tai. I've been a freelance content marketer and editor for about 6 years now. In a past life, I was an embedded software developer, actually, and a product manager. So I've had kind of a varied career over the years. Chatty is my business, where productized editorial service where clients in the software, tech, and marketing spaces can sign up to work with vetted editors for their blog, for their newsletter, uh, any other types of content that they're producing, like ebooks or lead magnets or digital products. We pair people up with editors one to one, so they submit a bunch of information about the kind of content that they're producing, and we use that to pair them up with the best editor for their needs when they join our service.
All right, Kieran, so to get us started, I'm going to ask you, how did you come up with the idea to connect the world with vetted editors?
Sure. So I've been freelance writing and editing for coming on 5 or 6 years now. Editing for about two, and I found that editing in particular was really difficult to find people with the right kind of skill set and knowledge to really bring content quality up to the level that it needs to be these days. More and more companies are publishing content. It's getting more and more difficult to stand out. And we saw a lot of software companies and tech companies in particular that were looking for that extra level of kind of quality and that extra level of insight into how they can really improve their posts, other than hiring more and more expensive freelance writers. Um, I also saw there was a disconnect between finding those editors and actually working with them. You either had to know someone who knows someone who had edited for their cousin, or you had to take your chances on marketplaces like Upwork or Fiverr. So we really wanted to provide just an easier way to find high quality vetted editorial talent, and an easy way to get signed up and work with them on a consistent basis.
Awesome. Thanks so much for answering this question. I was wondering, how is the vetting process like at Chatty right now, and what's the acceptance rate? I'm just wondering how you come across the editors in the first place. If you just do outreach, or they find you and then they have to fill out a form, and that's how the vetting begins.
Yeah, it's been about a 50-50 mix between people that have come across us organically and people that we've kind of reached out to. We ran a couple of job ads early on in some content marketing communities and journalist communities, which drew a bunch of the initial set of editors that we brought on. Since then, we've kind of had a pause on our hiring, as we have been optimizing our processes and working with different clients, but we're still getting a handful of editors that are applying each week. We have a fairly extensive vetting process. We have a application form that each editor fills out when they first sign up, which captures details on their experience, their interests, the type of clients that they like to work with, the type of clients that they don't like to work with. And we then take that and hop on a call with them to work out if it looks like it's going to be a good fit. It's as much of an interview opportunity for the editors to interview us as it is for us to interview them. So they're finding out whether how much capacity we can provide in terms of client work, how that fits into their plans for their business as well, because each person is a freelancer. And then from there, we have a editing test that we do with each client to kind of really get an idea for what their strengths and opportunities are for the different types of clients that we pair them up with. And then all of that information gets passed into our pairing process. So we use that to work out which editors are going to be best suited to each type of client that we bring on, so that we can pair people up with the right editors for them.
Awesome. Now I'm wondering, you pair the editors with the clients, right? So if the client says, okay, I love this editor, but maybe it's not working out, can they just switch to a different editor? Does it remain a one-time thing, or how does that work?
Yeah, so they can switch to a different editor whenever they want. We have had a small number of clients that have requested different editors, and we've been happy to pair them up with other editors in the network. We also have an option where, for on-demand projects, you can select which editor from the network that you want to work with. So if a client wants to test out working with different editors, for example, they can view their public profile on our website and choose who they might want to work with based on the skills and the kind of projects and everything that we list on those profiles. So we give plenty of options for clients that want to work with different types of editors. It also lets us onboard multiple editors. If we have an agency, for example, that needs more editing capacity, we can pair them up with more than one editor at a time so that they can choose the right editor for each of the different types of projects that they're submitting.
So for our next question, Kieran, I'm wondering how did you find out about SPP and what made you decide to build your agency on our platform?
You know, I can't actually remember how I came across SPP originally. I've known about it for years and known that it was a really good fit for agencies and productized services in particular. I knew when I wanted to build a productized service, I wanted a fairly turnkey platform. As a bootstrap company, we don't have the money and the resources to invest in building out a custom platform, especially when we're just launching and bringing in new clients. But I did want to provide more of an integrated service than just a Trello board or something like that, with the payments and the subscription management and messaging and ticketing built into the same solution. SPP ended up being a really good fit for what we were looking for. I love how we can customize it to meet our needs. I love how we can add new services and products fairly quickly. And I love how it gives clients a single point of reference and a single window into all of their projects that they're working with us.
So you mentioned the customization, and I'm actually wondering, you went all in on the customization options inside SPP and really made it your own. Could you tell us what kind of cool features and flows you were able to build inside SPP?
Yeah, absolutely. So the number one feature that we depend on that we weren't able to build directly into SPP is assigning orders and payments to a particular editor. So because we're a product as service working with freelancers, we need to both collect payment from the client and also pay out for each order to the editors based on the volume that they've edited. So we have a kind of a shadow system in the backend that's running on Airtable that has a copy of all of the requests, all of the editors that we work with. It stores all of the editors' public profiles that show up on our website. And most importantly, it also stores all of the payouts that we've been paying to the freelance editors that we work with. So the customizations in SPP, we added to the order form a selector that lets clients choose which editor they would like to work with. That basically fills in a field on the order form itself so that when the order gets placed, we know which editor to pair that up with in Airtable in the back end, and we can keep track of the orders on both ends. It also let us build out a custom page for kind of browsing the database of editors within service providers so that you can filter them by expertise, by topic. You can sort them by who you've worked with before, who you've marked as a favorite. So it gives a lot more flexibility within service provider for clients to work with the editors that they really would like to work with.
This is very insightful, actually. That's pretty cool. So I was on your website earlier checking it out before we hopped into this interview, and I noticed this really cool questionnaire that helps your clients match with the editor that they would like. How did you build this, and how does it work?
Sure. So the questionnaire is built in Tally forms. They have a kind of a popover option for the form that lets it come up on the website when a prospect clicks on one of the CTA buttons on the website. It makes it feel really integrated into the website. The goal was to not have it feel like you're getting taken to a separate lead gen form or anything like that, and have it really feel almost like a web app built into the Chatty website. So the questionnaire asks about the kind of projects that they're looking for, whether it's content editing or managing editing if they need help with assigning briefs or coming up with ideas. or personal editing if an individual writer is writing a blog or a newsletter, say, and they want a little bit more hands-on feedback. We give them the option to hop on a live call once or twice a month with their editor and work through a document in real time so that they can really understand how to take their writing to the next level. We ask a few more questions around the volume that they're submitting, the amount of time that they're looking for an editor. And then if a prospect has a project that they're ready to begin on straight away, like a sample edit, for example, they can always submit a one-off project using the order form in Service Provider to be able to pay for that project straight away. And then we can pair them up with an editor, or they can sign up for one of our monthly editing subscription plans from that form as well.
Awesome. So it helps really a lot with lead generation, I assume. Is it, do you know, is it a good way to get them to a trial service and then they can just test out Chatty and then they subscribe? Can you give us any insight how the conversion is maybe working out for you?
Sure, yeah. So the on-demand projects have definitely been built as a lead generation tool. So we have a number of clients that have come in and wanted to test us out for one or two projects before signing up for a subscription. Obviously, $1,000 a month subscription is quite a lot for some people, especially if they haven't worked with an editor before and they don't know the value of the feedback that they'll be getting from that. So the goal was to give clients as much flexibility as we possibly could in how they work with us and how they sign up for the service. We work with a lot of different types of clients, from agencies that are submitting large volumes of content fairly consistently, all the way down to individual writers that may only have kind of 2 to 3 pieces a month. So by offering both the on-demand service and also the subscription service, we're able to cover all of our bases with that.
My next question is, again, a little bit customization related inside SPP. I noticed that you saw our onboarding form and you covered a part of it to the client dashboard. So I was wondering if it has helped simplify the onboarding process and if you have less onboarding to do manually because they see everything they should do inside the client portal.
Yeah, the onboarding is definitely something that we still need quite a bit of work on. We have made a bunch of changes and tweaks to it to try and work out kind of what works best for the clients. Like you said, the onboarding form built into SPP has been fantastic. It just gives us a single window where clients can first log in and see exactly what they need to do in the portal. The portal itself is fairly self-explanatory, since we only have a couple of options for submitting projects or browsing editors. But as we add more pages, as we add more customizations to it, having that onboarding directly within the portal has been really helpful in kind of guiding clients to the right place. We're also pairing that with a knowledge base in Help Scout as well that we can link to and give them kind of guidance on how to submit those projects, how to submit different types of articles, how to manage their subscriptions, all of the essential tasks that they would need to do through the portal. We can manage directly through the onboarding there. So yeah, it's been great to have that all in one place and be able to take some of that burden of demoing the portal and working through some of that stuff one-on-one off of our team with the clients that we work with.
So while scouring your website earlier, I also noticed that you market yourself as a platform rather than a service provider. So is this like a marketing way to differentiate yourself from other service providers, or is there a specific reason for this?
So yeah, this one's been a little bit tricky for us because we're such a new company and we're constantly tweaking and adjusting our positioning. We're on the fence between whether we want Chatty to continue to be a productized service just for editing moving forward, or whether we want to become kind of a talent network almost, or a talent collective of editorial talent. I'd love to expand Chatty to offer different types of services, whether it's writing or illustrations or fact checking, any other services dedicated to helping clients publish better content and better editorial. But if we promoted the platform purely as an editing productized service, it would be difficult to then expand into those different types of projects. So we've been slowly transitioning the positioning from listing ourselves as a service offering rather than kind of a platform as we roll out those changes, as we talk to different types of editorial talent that we're working with. We still have a long way to go. It's always a balancing act that we have to walk, because if we stray too far from the positioning that's working currently, we're not going to be able to sign up clients for the editing services that we offer now. But the long-term goal for Chatty is to become an editorial collective for freelancers, where they can set up their own projects, they can set up their own clients, they can kind of network with other clients and other publishers within the platform, and really become kind of the go-to place for finding great editorial freelance talent.
Awesome. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's great to get an answer from like a really fresh company and to see what they're a little bit struggling with, especially positioning, because I think that's a major issue for a lot of productized services. Like they discover something works, then you play with the idea, maybe I can offer something else. But what if we stray away from our main goal? So how do you make these decisions? What is the internal process like? Is it just you with a couple other people who have like, I don't know, a call, or do you look at feedback from your clients, from the editors?
Yeah, so at the moment, Chatty behind the scenes is just me. We have a team of about 16 freelance editors that we're working with, that we capture feedback from. So we're constantly talking to them about how we can improve the service from their side. We're also talking to clients about what they're looking for in terms of turnaround times, in terms of the kinds of content that they're needing edited, all of the features of the service that we can really work on and get feedback from them. We're constantly talking to them about how we can best build out the service for them. It has led to quite a few changes in our platform. We originally were advertising Chatty as an unlimited editing service. Unfortunately, we had a small number of clients that ended up abusing the unlimited privileges with that, and we ended up having to switch to limits, monthly word count limits on each plan, which has been working out well. So yeah, we've definitely constantly been changing our processes and offerings as we go along, which again, SPP has been fantastic for. We can easily roll out new services, new products, new ordering flows really quickly without having to take the time to build out a custom solution or anything like that. It's been really quick to kind of test those changes and really nail down what customers are looking for.
Okay, to my last question for this interview, I was wondering if you have any cool growth plans that you can share with us. You mentioned already you were toying with other ideas where to go with Chatty, but maybe you are interested in using the affiliate system, because that's something that we offer, obviously.
Yeah, we have a couple of affiliates that are signed up through the platform already. I've been on the fence about how widely we roll that out. Again, because it's just me behind the scenes, I have to be really cautious with the types of projects that I take on. And the affiliates that we have been really vocal about how much value they've been getting out of Chatty. They've been helping us promote on Twitter, promoting communities. So most of the marketing that we've had up until this point has been word of mouth and referrals. We are looking at launching a newsletter over the next kind of 3 to 4 weeks that will share both freelance gigs for writers and editors, as well as some original content that we're producing for our blog. So we're hoping that will help us attract both sides of the marketplace, both editorial talent and clients as well. We have looked at rolling out paid ads. We experimented with some newsletter sponsorships that ended up working really well. So really we're at that stage of transitioning from most of our growth being kind of organic and referral based to really nailing down what our marketing processes need to be moving forward to build this into a consistent business. The good news is everything has been really consistent. We've had nothing but green flags in terms of the number of projects that clients are submitting. Once clients come in, they're very sticky. They tend to order more and more content with us over time. So all of the signs are there that we can grow this into a very successful business. We just need to kind of find the channels that are really going to work for us moving forward.
All right. Well, Kieran, it was lovely talking to you today. Thank you so much for your insight. and the questions that you answered. And yeah, we hope to talk to you in the future and see the growth that Chatty has accomplished.
Absolutely. Great to meet you guys.
Thanks again, Kieran. It was lovely chatting with you.
Thanks.